Hey everybody, it's Molly with All Ears, and I'm here at Hollywood Studios today with a brand new video. Now I did this over at Animal Kingdom, and now it's Hollywood Studios' turn. We're gonna have the perfect day here at Hollywood Studios. I'm gonna show you my tips, my tricks, how to get on the best attractions with the shortest waits. We're gonna be clocking wait times. I'm gonna show you some of my low-key favorite things to do in Hollywood Studios and help you navigate this park. I hope you're ready, I hope you're excited. Let's go have the perfect day. Okay, so we're doing a little science experiment today. I want to see how early they let me into the park and how much I can do before the park officially opens. It's 8:02 right now. The park doesn't officially open till 9. I don't think they're letting anyone in yet. I just pulled up and it seems like I haven't seen any cars go through, so I will see what time they actually start letting people park. Update. I see people in the toll plaza. It's 8:15 right now. I'm in park, don't stress. Okay, we are moving a little bit, and just as a friendly reminder, they're gonna tap your magic band to see what kind of ticket you have, so I would have that ready. They may ask for your ID if you have an annual pass, and if you have to pay for parking, if you don't have an annual pass or you're not staying on Disney property, make sure that you have whatever form of payment you're gonna use to pay for parking ready. That way you can get through as quick as possible. And just as a courtesy reminder, it's always nice to wear your mask while you're interacting with the cast members at the toll plaza. All right, it's 8:27. I'm through temp check and security. Make sure to look for every available open line when you're going through temp check and security, because people just follow the people in front of them and they don't look and see that there's other lines that are shorter. Also, it's a little hard to stay distance right now. I'm doing my best, but there are these choke points, so just do your best to stay away from other people. See, that's what I'm saying. Look at all these open lines down here. Thank you. All right, we're in. Okay, now everyone here is headed mostly two directions. Toy Story Land for Slinky Dog and Galaxy's Edge for Smugglers Run. We are headed neither of those directions. We are headed down Sunset. Why are we headed down Sunset? You probably know. It's the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror. We track the wait times every single day on All Ears, and one of the consistent longest ones is Tower of Terror. Right now, the Tower of Terror has very low capacity. It has a very long boarding and unboarding process, so it has sometimes the longest line in the park. Yesterday, it had a 100-minute wait at certain times. So, and everything else was an hour or less for the most part. So, I'm gonna knock out Tower and hopefully Coaster first, and then keep my eye on Slinky Dog. Tower of Terror has a 20-minute posted wait, so we're gonna start the day with a little thrill, a little excitement. Look, we don't even have to go into the extended queue. This is amazing. Okay, we finally hit the line. Very far up the queue, right here in the gardens area. So far, we were moving and grooving. We're not grooving anymore. Well, no, we're still grooving. We're just not moving, but we're always grooving. We're moving, we're grooving, we're in the lobby. This is the best lobby ever. Isn't this the best themed attraction ever? Like, ride system wise, it's not my favorite. I prefer a coaster to a drop, but theming wise, this is hands down the best attraction. Look at this lobby. It's got actual antiques that the Imagineers went all over to find. A lot of this stuff is actually from the 30s, like this crocodile suitcase set right here, that's real. They've got that fake dust everywhere, which they acquire by actually like spraying a hot glue gun like substance out of a gun, and then like natural dust and dirt and like hair follicles and people's skin cells, which is so gross, just naturally collect on it. And then if it gets too dirty or too heavy, they'll take it down and put new ones up, which is why sometimes it might not look quite as dirty and dusty in the mansion or here at Tower of Terror. But isn't that disgusting? You're welcome. As you know, if you've been watching my videos since the reopening, they're not doing the pre-show right now. It's all part of the queue. My spidey senses tell me it's not going to take a full 20 to get onto the ride, which is amazing. This ride has a bunch of details on it. This is one of my favorites. The permit of inspection is 10/2/59. That's the day the Twilight Zone TV show premiered. And then also it's signed by Cadwallader.
Super high for me just for a quick second. Now we know how the photo is going to look, right?
Who was the character in a Twilight Zone episode. He was actually the devil in disguise. There's a ton of details on this ride.
Enjoy your stay.
What a way to start the day, am I right? Less than 20 minutes, somewhere between 15 and 20 minutes, first thing in the morning, and the line's already back filling the extended queue up. So that was definitely a good move. Let's go over to Rock and Roller Coaster and see how long that takes. Yeah, it's already a posted 70-minute wait, 7-0. So let's go see and hope we can get on Rock and Roller Coaster. Pretty quick too, it's about 8:55, so the park still isn't even officially open. It's a good sign to me that the line isn't out in the courtyard already. Normally this attraction during busy days, which this park feels like it basically only has busy days now. If it's really long, we'll go out all through here and then down Sunset. So it's a really good sign to me that it's not doing that yet. I'm hoping it'll be less than 30 minutes. Oh, posted 10? Are you kidding me? Yeah, we're about to go rocking and rolling with my pal Steven Tyler. Apparently I'm putting on a one night only very special engagement live performance in Orlando. So tune in for that. I'll live stream it. It's going to be a one-woman production of Hamilton. Hello! I love how she subtly, the cast members just like walk this way, like very subtly, but I heard you. I know you just made an Aerosmith pun. Much like Tower of Terror, there's no pre-show right now. They're just cutting that to help with social distancing. Rock and Roller Coaster posted 10, definitely right around 10, maybe a little bit less. But look at the line now. It is going all the way towards Sunset. We're geniuses. It's a 30-minute wait now. So we already checked off the big guys on Sunset. Our day is off to a great start, and it's just a few minutes after the park's officially open, and we've already been on 2 of the headliners. And I got my favorite music on the limo. If you don't know, the limos play different Aerosmith songs, and I got the one that plays Walk This Way and Love in an Elevator, which is my favorite combo. Look at this line now. It's going all the way down Sunset. So far the moral of this video, if you learn nothing else, get here at rope drop. Seems like they let you start parking at 8:15 and go straight down Sunset, tower first, then coaster. That is my first piece of valuable advice. Thank you for coming on this experiment with me. Of course, the best day ever at Hollywood Studios includes a trip on Rise the Resistance, and I did try to get a boarding group this morning at 7 a.m. from the comfort of my own bed, but I didn't take my own advice, and I took the time to unclick someone that I'm friends with that I'm not going to be in the park with, but also had a park pass. And by the time I did that, no dice. So we will be trying at 1 o'clock and hope the force is with us. But you know what? We can have a best day ever even without it. But I am going to show you, hopefully, how to get a boarding group at 1 o'clock. This is the line over at Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. It's a posted 45-minute wait. Smugglers is a posted 55-minute wait, and Slinky Dog is a posted 70-minute wait. We're not going to wait that long for that right now. No. It's about 25 minutes after the park officially opened, So now all of your big attractions are gonna have those long lines. Tower had a 70-minute wait when we were leaving. It had a 50-minute wait in the app right now. Coaster's already up to 40 minutes. So this is gonna be a controversial tip. You're gonna think, Molly, you've gone off the rails. This is terrible advice. But right now is when you need to go ride something that doesn't have that long of a line. Don't go get in line for one of those big ones because you're too late. You already missed the chance to get in line for one of those without a wait. I chose to do Sunset. I think that's the best way to do it. But if you need to rope drop and get to Slinky or Smugglers or Sunset. So now we have all the people that didn't rope drop but are still coming in early in the lines. So now is when I suggest go to Star Tours, go to Toy Story Mania, or why am I going to Muppet Vision right now at 9:30 in the morning? You might be asking yourself. Well, because I'm a real fan. That's the answer. I'm a real Muppet fan. I'm not a poser. But for reals, the way these theater shows work right now, hello, the capacity is so low because they can't see the whole theater. Normally they can put a couple hundred people in this theater. They can't do that right now. The show itself, 15 minutes long. By the time they unload the theater, the actual show happens, they only have limited capacity. Hello.
Get a pair of glasses and find the circle up front.
Great. By the time they do all that,
Morning.
you're looking at a pretty long cycle, and a lot of people don't do this till later. They think, oh, I'll come in and fill in with the Muppets later in the day, or Mickey's PhilharMagic, or Shrek 4D over at Universal Studios, talking to you, Quincy. And then by the time they want to do it, it's like literally a 35 to hour long wait at a minimum because you have to wait for the shows to clear in front of you. So if you actually want to do any of those shows I just said, you may want to consider making them an early one. Look at the line now. It's outside the building. 25-minute wait. I bet it's longer. Basically, you're waiting for however many shows before you. So if it's like 10 minutes, that probably means there's one show ahead of you, or you'll be the next show. If it's 25, you might have to wait for 2. Okay, it's our first treat food stop of the day. I mobile ordered from Ronto Roasters here in Galaxy's Edge. They have the famous Ronto wrap, which is that grilled sausage and a pita. But in the mornings, they have the breakfast Ronto wrap, and I actually like it better. Also, because I know how busy this park gets right now, mobile order may not have any windows available for you for like hours away during peak time. So my recommendation, the minute you get into this park, go ahead and mobile order what you want for lunch around when you think you'd like it. You can change the arrival window if needed, but this park in particular at places like Ronto Roasters and Woody's Lunchbox, because they don't have very much seating capacity, they fill up their spots really quick. So there's no harm in ordering it at 9 a.m. when you get into the park and just knowing that you have that later. And if you need to cancel it, if you need to change the time, you totally can, but at least you know you've gotten it. I was looking at dining reservations for today. I don't have any dining reservations. I think this park has so many rides that if you want to do rides, you may not want to do a sit-down dining reservation. But I was fiddle-faddling with the app, and I was able to get Brown Derby, Sci-Fi Diner, Hollywood and Vine, which is a character meal right now, and Mama Melrose to pop up. So basically all of the sit-down restaurants in this park I was able to pop up in groups of 1, 2, and 4 just by fiddle-faddling around on the app. The only things that means I couldn't get were Oga's Cantina and 50's Primetime Cafe. So don't lose hope if you don't get a dining reservation. A lot of people cancel the day before or day of. I'm not guaranteeing it'll work, but you can fiddle-faddle around by clicking the different time groups and seeing if something pops up. I got my breakfast Ronto wrap, yum, and I got a black calf, which, surprise, that's just black coffee. But this park is really busy, so we're gonna spend a few minutes just enjoying breakfast, and then we're gonna go somewhere else fun. But I haven't had one of these in a minute, and they're phenomenal. It's so good. The lunch one has the slaw on it, which I like, but I really like the egg and the cheese, and then you still get this creamy dressing and the really yummy grilled sausage and the grilled pita. I think you could split this with 2 people, especially if you have a lot of other eating you want to do in the parks, but they only do the breakfast here till 10:30, so make sure if you want the breakfast one, you get here early. But what I like to do, it's just what I'm doing, it's what I did at Animal Kingdom too. Get into the park early, knock out a few big rides, and then take your break. Don't go first, go eat. You need to eat a little something on the way or at your hotel, a granola bar, some kind of snack, have a coffee at your hotel, do that, but don't waste the precious early hours eating when you need to be riding rides. So I'm not actually a hot dog fan, so that's not what this tastes like to me. It tastes like really good pork, and you can taste the grill flavor both on the the sausage itself as well as the wrap, and then I like the egg and the cheese, and then the spicy peppercorn. I could use a little extra of the peppercorn, if we're being completely honest. I like the spice. So if you've never had a Ronto wrap, I say go with the classic, but I think the breakfast one edges it out just a little bit. This stormtrooper is not very smart, considering Vi is literally right behind him. Anyway, as you can see, it's really busy here. A lot of the lines are very long. I'm talking an hour or more for Smugglers, Slinky Dog, Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, and Tower. The one thing that has a 30-minute wait, though, that is on my list of the best is Toy Story Mania. So we're going to go right Toy Story Mania now. I talk about flex attractions or like bonus attractions or filler attractions a lot of times in these videos, and Toy Story Mania is one, Star Tours is one, Lightning McQueen Racing Academy could be one, Alien Swirling Saucers, kind of like attractions that are not headliners, so they may get long throughout the day, but they're probably not going to stay long, as opposed to your headliner attractions. They're going to get long, and most of them are going to stay pretty long. So you want to have the filler attractions kind of in your mind and be able to use them when everything else is really, really long. Trying to find the end of Toy Story and the end of Slinky Dog at this point. Oh, wow. Okay, it's going backstage. That's a long line. It was posted at 70 by the time I got over here. So I think we're gonna go have a backup because that's too long. So from the time I looked at the app to the time I started walking over, it's jumped to 70 minutes. The line actually weaves all through Municiberg, which is the Incredibles section. So I believe it's actually 70 minutes. And here's the thing. We're gonna have to wait in line for something today. I just know it. I feel it in my bones. We're not gonna avoid a long wait at least once. But I don't think this is the attraction to do it on because this one will drop. And some of the other ones, Slinky Dog might never drop. So we're not gonna wait that long for Toy Story. Okay, so I talked to a very nice cast member who said, yeah, it is probably 70 minutes right now. Slinky Dog's around 80. And I said, that's gonna stop, right? And he laughed and he said later in the day, Toy Story Mania will basically not have a line, and that Slinky Dog will still have, 45-minute line or so, but much better than the 80 minutes it is now. It's all the way back to like past Mermaid. That's the end of the Slinky Dog line. That's very long. That's too long. All right. The problem with this park right now is that there aren't a lot of shows, and the shows are what normally takes up all these people. You can put literally close to 1,000 people in the Indiana Jones Theater, and they're not doing that right now. They're not doing Mermaid, they're not doing Beauty and the Beast. So these theater shows that normally suck up a lot of people at a time aren't doing it. So now everybody's in line for the few attractions that are here. It's super crowded right now, so what I'm gonna do is peruse some merchandise shops, and then the Frozen show, which I actually very much enjoy and consider it very underrated, and it's one of my favorite things to do in this park, starts not too long from now in about 30 minutes. But I also wanted to show you guys this store. This is the store next to Mickey's of Hollywood on Hollywood Boulevard, and they've transformed it into a Marvel and Star Wars store. So they actually sell a lot of the Star Wars stuff that you can get in Galaxy's Edge in here, so you don't have to necessarily wait for the long lines to get into the marketplace if you know what you want already. Like they have the little plushes that are inside the Toydarian. They've got some Galaxy's Edge merchandise right here. They've also got some of the stuff they sell at Doc Ondar's, like the holocron cubes and figures, some of the games and stuff. They even sell some of the pre-made droids in here. So, and some of the clothing and stuff as well, some of the other Droid Depot clothing. If you see something you want in Galaxy's Edge, you might be able to get it here as well if you don't want to carry it around all day. I'm not going to guarantee it. But also, if you don't want to wait in a line, there are typically lines just to go into the stores in Galaxy's Edge. If you don't want to wait in those lines, you may be able to grab something here. And then they also have a bunch of Marvel stuff on this side of it that we'll look at. You know me, you know a best day ever includes shopping, so this is not out of the realm of my enjoyment. I love Disney merchandise shops. I could just walk through them all day and look at all the different merchandise. I think it's really fun. So we've got all of this Marvel stuff, this interactive talking Groot. There's a Rocket plush. Do I need a Rocket plush? Maybe. But I've also, my eyeballs have gone to these WandaVision Pop Funkos. Like, I kind of need her, right? They're really cute. Who else is watching WandaVision? Let's talk about it. I'm obsessed with it. And I don't really care about Wanda or Vision. Or I didn't before this show. And now I'm obsessed with Wanda. I need your help. Is this mug cute or creepy? I really can't decide, and I do adore me some Baby Groot. It's $20, and I would buy it, but I can't decide if it's cute or a nightmare, so please weigh in, and I will then determine if I should buy it or not. All right, did a nice little perusing of the shops. So this is actually one of my favorite underrated things. The only shows really happening here right now are this one, as well as the Disney Junior Dance Party. That's a great one to use as a filler attraction if you've got little kids, because they can do it distanced and safe. The seating in here is going to be very similar to how it was at Muppet Vision 3D, where they have every other row blocked off and just a couple seats available in a section. So if you're a group bigger than 4, you're probably going to have to split into 2 little sections. And on a not busy day, I would say you could probably show up 10 to 15 minutes before the show, but the way the seating is limited and how busy the park is these days, I would show up, it's about 24 minutes before it starts, and I'm in line.
Clearly, look at him, he's dreaming.
You've already said that.
I'm gonna say it again, he is dreaming! Woo! Hello, Daddy! That was for the moms, welcome. Late morning show, 11:30.
Yeah.
Spicy, yeah.
Conceal, don't feel.
You're the best.
Yeah, hello. You know, I asked this one to dance right here, and she said no.
Oh my gosh, you're never gonna believe that's my sister Nicole.
Really? Did you two get along?
Oh, Nicole never bothered me anyway. What? There's more. All right.
Well, Olaf did help a lot.
Lana, you saved our whole kingdom. You saved your sister and yourself.
In the act of true love, will thaw frozen hearts.
I truly enjoy that show so much. I think it is so underrated and so fun. Everyone around me was laughing. I saw some dads getting really into it. The storytellers were cracking jokes I'd never heard before. Everyone was laughing out loud. At one point, they were making each other laugh out loud, which is like my favorite thing ever. So that's a great filler right now. They have about 9 or so shows a day. I recommend getting there, with 20 or 30 minutes early if it's going to be a busy day. But I really think you'll enjoy it. You don't have to just love Frozen and be a little kid to like it. I actually think the adults enjoy it more because they get all the jokes. If you do have little ones, they're guaranteed to see Anna and Elsa. So it's about noon right now. So there's a couple things we have to think about while we make our next move. 1, I do need to get a boarding group at 1 o'clock. Let's hope I can do it. But 2, we still have really long lines everywhere. So Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway is 60. Slinky Dog was 70 or 75. Smugglers Run was also 70 or 75. So we're gonna go see about Toy Story. I can already tell it's a little bit less crowded over here because remember the Slinky Dog line was all the way back here when we were walking by earlier. So let's go see if Toy Story really is 40. So I wouldn't say we're moving and grooving, but we are moving at like a very steady clip. It's been a little more than 10 minutes or right about 10 minutes at this point, and we're moving pretty well. like I've been saying this whole time, until they open more entertainment at this park, it doesn't matter if it's a weekday or not. You're gonna wait for something at this park. It's just got too many heavy hitters and not enough filler stuff. If you saw my Animal Kingdom one of these series, there's plenty of filler things to do, but here there's just really not a ton of stuff. Toy Story Midway Mania, such a good, fun attraction. Whole family can ride it. I ended up only waiting 30 minutes for it, so that was perfect. That's about how long I assumed I'd wait it today, so it was a little overestimated. And now I've got to go find somewhere far away from other people to get a boarding group in, like, it's 12:48 right now, so I got to go somewhere and hope, fingers crossed, at 1. If you didn't get one at 7, set alarms on your phone for like noon, 12:30, 12:45, so you don't forget to get at 1, because it's really easy to like get distracted and go get in line for something, and you'll forget. 30 minutes for Toy Story Mania is pretty standard right now, and I'd say that's a solid wait for that one. And I can already tell Slinky's getting shorter. I think no matter what today, I'm gonna have to wait a solid 45 minutes to an hour probably for Slinky if I want to ride it. But you can see it's right here at the end, as opposed to before when it's back to Little Mermaid. Phew. That is so stressful, trying to get a boarding group. I was able to get one. I'm group 120. It says boarding in 175 minutes, so about 3 hours. I love that they give you little guesstimates of when it is, so you kind of have the heads up, and then you can always check your status in the app. So the way you can get a boarding group, I'll walk you through this every time. On the home screen of the My Disney Experience app, there is going to be a thing that says Rise of the Resistance. At like 6:58 or 12:58, depending on when you're trying. Click that, join, and it's going to give you another screen, and then click continue, then back out of that. That second screen only shows up one time, and you don't want it to waste your time. So do it before the time you need to get it, and then back out, and then at the moment it turns 7 or 1, you're going to click join, and then it's going to bring you to another thing, and it's going to say join group. It's going to think about it. It's going to select all your family and friends that are involved. Do not worry about unchecking people. I made that mistake earlier. If someone's not tall enough, if someone doesn't want to go, it literally doesn't matter. Just click join down at the bottom, and then hopefully it'll give you a boarding group. Those are my best tips. Do not use Disney Wi-Fi. Get away from other people. Test out how fast your phone is working. So get away from other people. Check on your phone. Don't use Disney Wi-Fi, and may the force be with you. Just did a wait time check. It's 1 o'clock now, and this is kind of a weird sweet spot time where people that were here this morning are starting to leave, but people can't park hop here yet either because they can't park hop till 2. So I feel like at 2 it's going to get a little more crowded again, and I see that reflected in the wait times because Slinky's 50, that's the lowest I've seen it today. Mickey and Minnie's is 45, that's the lowest I've seen it today. Rock and Roller Coaster is 45, I haven't seen it that low since this morning. So I'm thinking I'm going to capitalize on this lower time, ride one more ride, and then we are going to go get something to eat. The cast members confirmed it really would be 45, maybe a little bit less. Now that they added plexiglass to Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, it does move and groove a lot faster. When the parks first reopened, they were only loading one party per car, and that meant like I got my brand me. I got one car just for me. And that's not very much capacity, so hello, thank you. You're welcome. Now they are letting, now with the plexiglass, more people can they can put 2 parties in a car. We've made it inside the Chinese theater, and it's been just about 30 minutes, so I think we could get on in under 45 actually, but even if we don't, that's still pretty good for the newest ride in the park on a really busy day. Now we're moving into what would be the pre-show. Again, there's no pre-show at this one either, which really bums me out because this pre-show was awesome. If you watch my opening video of this attraction, which we can link for you, I showed you the really cool effect, but now, again, they can't do pre-shows because it would take too long with how few people they could put in there. But that does bum me out. But the moral of the story is Goofy ruined everything. But that's okay because you love Goofy anyway. Right now, the park is definitely less busy than it was this morning, but still busy. But those like filler attractions are back 40 minutes or less for the most part. Toy Story Mania, Star Tours, Alien Swirling Saucers, even Rock and Roller Coaster are all 40 or under. Longest line in the park right now is Tower of Terror at 65, and then Smugglers and Slinky are both 60. So definitely not as busy as it was this morning, but people are about to be able to start park hopping into here, so we'll see what happens to the waits. Now, your girl is hungry, and I'm gonna go get one of my favorite snacks in all of Disney World and a drink, because we've worked really hard today. And I'm gonna take advantage of the fact that it looks like it has a short line right now. We're gonna go get ourselves something to eat and drink at Baseline Tap House. Jumping in line here at Baseline, this really isn't too bad. I've seen it all the way down towards Galaxy's Edge, so I'll take it, but it's hot. We've done a lot already. Gonna wait for our rise boarding group and the lines to drop just a little bit more to ride a couple of other things. But so far, we're having a great day. Here is Baseline Tap House. If you've never been, it is a California-inspired tap house. They've got a bunch of different beers on tap as well as a couple wines on tap. They're all from California, or at least when it opened, they were all supposed to be from California. Sourcing sometimes may be an issue. Thank you. But I like to get different beers here. I think it's really fun to try new beers. They can do beer flights here. And then they also do some small plates that are actually not so small, but they're a great deal. They've got a charcuterie board, a giant pretzel, and a ribeye steak puff. And the cheese board is one of my favorite things in all of Disney. So we're gonna get those and something to drink and relax for a little bit. Because to me, when you have a perfect day in a park, that includes time to relax. Here is my delicious treat from Baseline Tap House. So I do the beer flights because I like trying new beers, and they actually have one I haven't had yet. And I like to just tell the bartender, like, go nuts, give me the 4 best ones. Because I like trying new drinks, but you can get just a pour of anything you like. And then this is my all-time favorite cheese board, one of my favorite snacks on Disney property. It's $10, and look how much delicious meat and cheeses you get. That's so much more than cheese boards at some of the more expensive lounges or even at like Food and Wine or different Epcot festivals. You get so much cheese. I also love the pretzel here. Baseline for me, definitely a must-do as far as just relaxing and enjoying yourself in a theme park. All right, let's try these beers. This is the Golden Road Hefeweizen. This is my favorite one. Thank you, bartender, for putting it on there. Oh, it's so good. It's so hot today. It tastes amazing. Nice wheat beer, like a Blue Moon, but better, in my opinion. This is the Pilsner, North Coast Scrimshaw Pilsner. Ooh, nice light. Not as heavy as the wheat. Would recommend that if you're a like Bud Light, Miller Lite, Coors Light drinker and you want to be a little fancier. This is the Sierra Nevada Nectarine Ale. Ooh. Okay, I like that. It's a little heavier, but it's got that sweet nectarine. That's the seasonal that they're going to be rotating out. And then we've got the Sierra Nevada Hazy Little Thing IPA, which I'm not normally an IPA fan, but he said it would be light and fruity. And he's right. I've had that one before. Definitely not an IPA fan because it gets too hoppy and heavy, but that one has fruit. So if you're like trying different beers, I recommend that one. And then the cheese board, it's just delicious cheeses and meats. Let's make a concoction. I made a concoction. I put a little stone ground mustard, goat, little meats, little pickle. This is truly one of my favorite things to eat in Disney World. So I think it's such good amount of food for the value. Could be lunch, could be a snack, easily shareable, and now I can just people watch and live my best life. I had my delicious little afternoon break snack at Baseline Tap House, and that could have also been, you know, Woody's Lunchbox. That could have been a sit-down meal at 50s or Sci-Fi. I love Baseline. I also like Woody's. If you are going to do Woody's Lunchbox, I recommend making your mobile order as soon as you get into the park. You can pick it for later in the day, but Woody's Lunchbox is so popular that it will fill up all the mobile order pickup times before the restaurant even closes. So like if you wait until noon when you actually want to eat, you probably won't be able to get one until 2 or 3 or not at all. So on my way to getting in line for Smugglers Run though, I'm going to get a magic shot that you can ask the PhotoPass customer right here and they will help you out, and it's really, really cool. It's one like you can't get anywhere else. There's actually quite a few really cool magic shots you can do here in Galaxy's Edge. There's that one I just did, which is like the kind of like fishbowl looking one that's right here. And then there's also a super zoom shot that you can do with the Millennium Falcon. You need to go stand across from Docking Bay 7 up on the little raised platform, and they'll do the super zoom out with the Falcon in it, which we can show you from another day right here. So I always say, if you are paying for Memory Maker, if you have Memory Maker with your annual pass, you need to make sure to do all the cool photos. All right, we made it to Smugglers Run. It's a posted 55-minute wait, but the wait is barely outside. Like earlier today, when it was a 70 and 80-minute wait, it was all the way back past Kylo Ren's ship. So I'm very curious if 55 is accurate or if it'll be a little bit less. Either way, 55 is like the lowest I've seen it all day. And like I said, you're gonna have to wait in line for some stuff when you're here. There's really no way around it at this point, but we'll go ahead and clock this and see if this is accurate. Smugglers Run for me is always very fun, but it's not a must-do. And if it's not a must-do for you either, this is the time where you could like use your data pad and explore Galaxy's Edge. You could go shopping somewhere if you had a sit-down dining reservation at Hollywood and Vine, which is the character dining here, or at 50s Primetime or Sci-Fi. Late afternoon would be a good time for that. So, but we're gonna do Smugglers Run.
Right, pilot. Push the flashing button to take off. Only one pilot? You won't be able to steer with it. I was just about to say that. Pilot on the right. Pull back on the stick to fly up. And push forward to fly down. Oh, watch it. This thing will be easy, eh? There it is, after that day. R5, damage report.
So Smugglers Run ended up only taking about 30-35 minutes, which is much better than the 55-minute posted wait. So that's about how long I want to wait for Smugglers Run. I think it's really fun, and if you've never done it or you're a big Star Wars fan, it's definitely a must-do. But it's not as much of a must-do as some of the other ones for me at this point. But what I will say is they can put 2 parties in a cockpit now. They can put a group of 1 to 4 up at the front, and then they can put 1 or 2 people in the back as the engineers. They wanted to put me as an engineer, and they're like, is that okay going with another group? Or do you want to be the pilot? And I was like, I obviously want to be the pilot. So that kind of is the one exception to the you can't request seats rule. You can still request to be the front group, which means you'd be the pilots and the gunners, which I recommend. Being the pilot is the best. While I was in line for Smugglers Run, I got my notification that it was my turn to ride Rise of the Resistance. They are giving me an hour to get back there, so I still got plenty of time. But always double check what time they say to come back. I've seen them do an hour and a half. I've seen them do 2 hours, so it's probably going to vary based on how busy the park is. But they are not going to say like, all right, it's your time to run, hurry back. drop your food that you're eating, come back. They're gonna give you a little time in case you did just sit down to eat or something like that. When your Rise the Resistance boarding group is called back, you will come find the end of this line and go ahead and get your credentials scanned with one of the cast members. I have been in this line where it's super, super fast and you wait less than 10 minutes to get on. I've been in this line where it takes almost an hour to get on. Just depends what time of day it is. The other thing that could happen to make this line a little bit longer is if the attraction had a downtime earlier in the day, then a bunch of boarding groups are coming back all at the same time because it wasn't open during their actual return time. A question we get asked a lot about Rise of the Resistance is, can I use Disability Access Service? Can I use Rider Swap? Yes, you can use both of those services, but you still need to have a boarding group that anybody that wants to ride, and then you will just enter through a different entrance that you will talk to the cast members to get to. But you can't just come up with your Disability Access Service card and expect to get on this attraction. The only way to get on it right now is to have a boarding group, which you can get at 7 a.m. from anywhere or 1 p.m. inside the park. Try at 7 a.m. and if you fail, you can do it at 1 p.m. Do not chance just coming in at 1 p.m.
BB-8, is everyone assembled? Good. Shouldn't you be in flight prep?
Roger, this is Black Leader. I hear you're a fine-looking group of recruits. Well, no time to waste. Let's get you on your way to the General.
Can I have you guys right here on this inside? So you're going to be over there on that inside. Hi, next group.
I'm getting high reading on the
That attraction is so good, I can't even speak. It is so amazing, and I have been lucky enough to ride it multiple times, and I have emotions every time because when the music swells, it is the most immersive thing you will ever do. It is worth all of the pain of getting up early and getting a boarding group or stressing out while you're in the park and getting one. Do your best to get one. I hope you use these tips because that attraction is so amazing. It took about 30 minutes to get into the queue and then physically into the first pre-show with Ray, so really not too bad. And we're just having ourselves a great day, aren't we? We've one attraction left that we want to do, one more snack on my radar, but we're gonna see how lucky we are. This is supposed to be the perfect day, and it could really end up being the perfect day if we could get into Oga's Cantina, which is the space watering hole here in Galaxy's Edge. Hello! And it's very hard to get a reservation to, but every now and again, if you check, somebody's canceled or no-showed or something, and you can get in, and it's really cool. I don't see a line, so it's possible. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe we're lucky because I'm just one person and I can just sit on a trash can or something. Y'all, this literally is the best day ever because we're getting into Oga's without a reservation. It's like 5 o'clock right now. The park closes at 7. I've asked like 3 different times today if they would have any availability, and they said, just keep checking the app, just keep asking, be really polite to them. And I came up at 5 o'clock. The park's emptied out quite a bit. I'm sure people hopped. And I just asked if they had availability for one. They checked and they said they would send me a text when they do. It'll be about 20 minutes from now. I can't believe it. This is truly the best day ever. Miracles happen. I cannot believe we got a walk up in here. It didn't show up in the app. I had to ask the cast members and just be nice. And if they say no, they say no. I didn't really think we'd get in, but it's possible. If you have a small party after 5 o'clock on a weekday, it's possible. If you haven't been in here, Oga's Cantina is like the watering hole here on Bad 2. It reminds me of the Cantina from A New Hope, and I love it in here. It's like part college bar, part like, I don't know, space bar, part hole in the wall. It's so much fun in here, and part dive bar, I guess. And it lost a little bit of the fun when the parks reopened because they have to space everybody out so much. So that's a pro and a con. The pro is that before at these tables that should sit like 4 to 6, they were seating like 8, and it was like not just your family. So they're just putting one party in each area. But the con is it lost a little bit of that like party college vibe where like people chant and stuff and get really loud. But when you come in here, you've got 45 minutes to be in here. You can buy as much as you want in 45 minutes, but they do ask that you respect that 45-minute time limit so that they can get other people in here. My 2 favorite things at Oga's Cantina, this is one of them. It's called the Fuzzy Tauntaun. It's a peach vodka drink, but what makes it fun is it's got this buzz button foam on the top that literally makes your mouth numb, which is all part of the experience. I also like the Jet Juice, which is made with Maker's Mark and chilies, so it's like a spicy bourbon drink. But this is the one I recommend if you've never been here. It's not super sweet, but it's really fun because of the numbing effect. Oh, it's so good. It's so refreshing, and I don't like sweet drinks, but it's not super sweet, but it's just enough. I think it's a crowd pleaser. DJ Rex used to be the pilot over at Star Tours, and he wasn't very good at it, so now he's the DJ. So. I still cannot get over the fact that we got into Oga's. It's so much fun in there. If you're an adult, I recommend going in there. Even if you're not a huge Star Wars fan, I think it's really fun. They have really fun drinks. But if you're a Star Wars fan, you're going to love it. And you all know that I love just sitting and relaxing and enjoying the company I'm with. I think that's part of the best part about being at a Disney park, which is why I like places like Baseline and Oga's. But Oga's has the added bonus of the really cool theming. So there's about 1 hour, a little less than 1 hour left of park time, and there's one big attraction we haven't ridden yet, and I bet you know what it is. And because we've waited so long, we're not going to wait so long. You know what I mean? Of course, the last major attraction in the park we haven't ridden yet is Slinky Dog Dash here in Toy Story Land. Oh, hey Buzz. I love you so much. So if you hadn't ridden something else that didn't have a long wait, you could go do that now and then just jump into the Slinky Dog line 1 minute before the park closes, like I did with Flight of Passage over Animal Kingdom. But we've pretty much done it all. The longest line in the park right now is Tower of Terror, which, by the way, up until a few minutes ago, had a 120-minute wait. So aren't you glad we did it first thing in the morning and waited 15, 20 minutes for it? But everything else is pretty much like 45 minutes or less. So the end of the day, real winner. But obviously can't save everything to the end of the day. But I think our theory today, I think our plan works really well. We haven't actually waited more than 35 minutes-ish for anything. That's incredible, and it's been very busy. I don't know if you guys are Slinky Dog fans. I like Slinky Dog. I think it has a lot more zip than it looks like. It doesn't look like it's going to be as fun or as intense as it is, but it's a good one. It's got a lot of bark. Pun very intended. Alright, so when I get in a coaster, fun tip, I always put my bag around my foot and then I don't lose it. The wait time was posted at 50 and I only waited about 30 because the park closes soon. Here we go! Woo! Slinky Dog Dash, last big attraction in the park. We did it, posted wait time of 50 when I got in the line. It was 45 on the app, 50 on the little placard. It ended up being less than 40, which means we didn't wait more than 35, 40 minutes for a single ride in the park today, and it was very, very busy with wait times well over an hour for most of the days. At points, some rides had 2-hour waits, and we waited no more than 40 minutes. How about that? Look at this. To wrap up the day, there's like 7 minutes left of park time left. There's a walk-on at Toy Story Mania. Not that I'm mad I spent 30 minutes in line, but I'm just saying, walk-on at the end of the night. There's 2 minutes of park time left. Some people may be dashing to get in the Tower of Terror line. Some people may be dashing to get in the Slinky Dog Dash line. And some may be getting in the Starbucks line. We are gonna grab ourselves a coffee to go, as well as an iconic Hollywood Studios snack to enjoy. Now the park is closed, so it's not like you can enjoy it in the park, but I did want to share this with you so that you knew about this treat. You could bring it back to your hotel room if you got it as late as I am, or you could come earlier in the day when I was at other locations. What we're gonna get, I know in other videos I've talked about not getting things from the breakfast case because you can get them at any Starbucks in the world, but what we're gonna get is actually exclusive to here. It's the carrot cake cookie. You can't even get it in the other parks. They used to have a different version of it at Ryder's Stop, which was that coffee shop and bookshop back near Sci-Fi where Baseline is now. Yes! Yes, yes, yes. Like I said, some people dash to an attraction queue to end the night, but you know, sometimes you also gotta dash to the coffee queue. Let's just go look at the tower all lit up. I love it. And I can't wait for the 50th anniversary. They announced recently that they're gonna do nighttime things for all of the icons. So they're gonna have like projections on the castle and Spaceship Earth and the Tree of Life and the Tower of Terror to celebrate the 50th anniversary this fall. And I can't wait. But here's my coffee. Well, friends, that is a wrap on my best day ever here in Hollywood Studios, and I really think we did have the perfect day here in the park. We not only got on all the best attractions, we got on Rise of the Resistance, we waited barely any time for Tower of Terror and Rock and Roller Coaster, we waited between 30 and 35 minutes for Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, Slinky Dog Dash, Smugglers Run, Toy Story Mania, we got to enjoy Baseline Tap House, we got to have a breakfast Ronto wrap, we even got into Oga's Cantina, we saw the Frozen show, we saw Muppets. Like truly one of the best days in Hollywood Studios. So hopefully you can use these tips and tricks. Hopefully you've learned from watching this video that you're gonna have to get here early. You're gonna have to get here before the park opens to knock out a couple of the big attractions before the crowds get here. And then you're just gonna need to keep looking at that app and playing it smart. Use those filler attractions in between, and hopefully you too can have a day where you come to Hollywood Studios and you don't just wait in long, long lines all day. Hopefully you got some Rise of the Resistance tips. What other questions you have about Hollywood Studios? What's your favorite thing to do in the park? Let us know in the comments. In the meantime, friends, make sure to rate, review, subscribe to our channel, follow us on social media at AllEars.net. Until next time, y'all, I'm Ollie, and it's been magical.
Want to see more of my videos? Click over here. Want to subscribe? You can do that right here. And also, ring that notification bell to make sure you get instantly notified anytime we post a new video. Thanks for following. See you real soon.